In this lesson, we are going to be modeling with polynomial functions, which means we are going to take the intercepts and a point and write the equation of a polynomial function from a graph, and we will also spend time in class doing that with real-life situations. So please remember that 2 points would determine a line, 3 points determine a parabola, and 4 points would be used to write the equation of a cubic function. We will do this by using x-intercepts to find the factors, and then we'll use those factors along with one other point to find the value of a. We are going to start with this cubic function. And if you recall, when we were writing equations of quadratic functions, we used the form, in intercept form, of the quadratic function as y equals a, the leading coefficient, times x minus p times x minus q. And we will do that same format for a cubic function by simply adding one more intercept onto here. Then we will calculate and find a, our leading coefficient, and then be able to write our equation. So let's start with the point that is not on the x-axis, not an intercept, and that is going to be the extra point that we will use to plug in for the y and the x. And that point in this particular diagram is -2, +1. Then, when we are looking for our intercepts, we will have 3 of them. So we have at -3, 0. We have our -1, 0. And we have an intercept at +3, 0. So if I replace my y value with my 1, we're leaving the a because that is the leading coefficient we're looking for. Our x value is -2, and we want to subtract the first intercept. So minus -3 would be +3. Then we have -2 minus our next intercept, which would be minus -1, which is +1. And then we have our -2 minus 3 as our other intercept. So we have 1 is equal to a. Then we have a +1, a -1, and a -5. When I multiply those together, I have 1 is equal to 5a, and I divide by 5 to find my leading coefficient, which is 1/5. So, writing the equation of the cubic function, we're going to leave it in intercept form. So we have y equals, our leading coefficient is 1/5, and then we'll have x plus 3, x plus 1, and x minus 3, which are all of our intercepts. Let's try another example. So we have the point that we can use for our y and our x, our other point on our cubic function, and that looks like that is at 0, 4. And we can use that for our x and our y. And then we have our intercepts, which is at -1, 0, +2, 0, and +4, 0. So we will substitute all the y values in and then solve for our leading coefficient. So we have y is 4 equal to a. Our x value is 0, minus -1 would be +1. X value is 0, minus 2, our second intercept, and 0 minus 4, which is our third intercept. So we have 4 equaling a, and then we have 1, -2, and we have -4. So we have 4 is equal to 8a, and when we divide both sides by 8, our leading coefficient is 1/2. So if we write the equation for this cubic function, we have y equals our leading coefficient of 1/2, and then we have x plus 1 as our first factor, x minus 2 as our second factor, and x minus 4 as our third factor. If you were asked to write this equation instead of intercept form to put it into standard form, we would simply need to multiply that out. So we could multiply x plus 1 times x minus 2, foiling that, then take that answer times the x minus 4, simplifying that cubic function part and then multiply all of it by 1/2. But in this lesson, I would like you to leave these in intercept form. Let's do another example. So this time we are given the points. So we have the point 0, 0, 3, 0, 9, 0, and 1, 4. Now we can tell that 0, 0, 3, 0, and 9, 0 are our zeros, or also called our x-intercepts, because we know that the y value at that point is 0. So these will be our intercepts, and the 1, 4 will be the other point that we use to solve for a. So we're going to plug 4 in for our y value, a, then we substitute 1 in for our x minus our first intercept, 1 in for x minus our second intercept, and 1 in for x minus our third intercept. So we have 4 equals a, and we have 1, negative 2, and negative 8. So we have 4 is equal to 16a, and when we divide both sides by 16, we get an answer of 1/4 is equal to a, our leading coefficient. So when we write the equation of this cubic function, we have y is equal to 1/4, our leading coefficient, with factors of x minus 0. So we really don't have to write the parenthesis there, because x minus 0 we know would be x. So we have 1/4 x times our second factor, which is x minus 3, and times our third factor, which is x minus 9. And again, if we wish to write that in standard form, we could simply FOIL the x minus 3, x minus 9, and then multiply all of that by 1/4 x to get our equation or cubic function in standard form. So let's review. Please use the x-intercepts to find your factors, use the extra point to find the value of a, and then write your equation using x-intercepts and value of the polynomial function. Please remember to complete the reflection.